Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the fifth industrial talk for the month of May. It is not too late as well for me to wish you Selamat Hari Raya, maaf zahir dan batin. So for this times around, we have a special guest. A special guest here with me is technologies, TS technologies, Dr. Hazilawati Awang, the Vice President of Digital Technology for Heitech Padu Berhad, one of the public listed company in Malaysia. Welcome, Doctor, to the 1 hour event. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Thank you for inviting me lah.
Okay. Before we go to our normal 4 or 5 questions within 1 hour, I would like to give a brief introduction biography. Beside that, the event is actually live from our Anjung Digital Smart Selangor, which is our UKM Industrial Revolution 4.0 Center in Faculty of Information Science and Technology or Faculty Technology and Science Maklumat, UKM. Okay, basically, as most of you aware, the program is to make a good platform, a good rapport or relationship between the industry as well as with the academia, so that people in academics, our students, postgraduate, lecturers, researchers can gain the experience or the technology perspective from the industry. Okay, as I mentioned, I will read the biography before we give you a first question. Macam question Viva. Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay. Okay, basically, Dr. Hazilawati is a very experienced professional in the field of software development. And I hope that software engineering student will be here around. Digitalization and technical leadership. Dr. Hazila involved in enterprise scale, mission critical software development projects for various domains, including the banking institution, unit trust, and public sectors. So in those or this project, her roles basically, doctor, varies from as a programmer. Imagine starting from a programmer, application development lead, technical lead for integration and migration, and up to now, project director or to the specific VP lah for the digital technology in Heitech Padu, with more than almost 22 years of industry experience. I believe that in the FB Live, you can ask a lot of questions to her. She is regularly invited to share her knowledge, either in both academic and industrial event. Maybe I just share the education background. She graduated from the Liverpool John Moores University of the UK in 1997, and then in 2003, she completed her master's in real-time software engineering in UTM. And 2014, she completed her PhD in computer science as well in UTM. So looks, despite of your business as the software development, software engineering, but yet you can complete your academics. Congratulations, it's good examples of people in industry can catch up with the academic as well. Okay, experience-wise, basically, currently she's a chief digital officer or chief operating officer, maybe the VP lah in Heitech Padu. By the way, in 1999 to 2003, I was as well in Heitech Padu. Very, very long time ago. Now I'm in academic lah, just to share you. Okay, I think without any further ado lah, we would like to maybe get an idea from Dr. Hazila basically about our topic today is about the IoT. IoT, what is IoT? Not IoT, IoT, Internet of Things. This is a jargon, technology jargon. So sometimes people in non-IT what's that? What's this? IoT. So we are going to talk about the IoT beyond awareness, a Malaysian industry perspective lah. So without any further ado, doctor, my questions to you, just from a kind of academic lah. What is an IoT? Internet of Things, it is a technology, framework, system, or what is this? Maybe you can explain to us in a layman term. Okay, over to you, Doctor.
Okay, terima kasih. Terima kasih.
Sama.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
First, some background juga. I involved in so-called IoT since 2006. That was when we developed some application using RFID. So
I
it's not
see.
IoT lagi lah masa tu. But dengan RFID, we developed library system.
Oh,
RFID.
library.
Dan juga ada satu pilot project kita tagging lembu.
Lembu? Wow.
Pakai RFID.
Dekat telinga dia lah.
LF lah. Very low frequency.
I see.
Itulah my first, kalau nak katakan stint with IoT lah.
I see.
So we develop RFID middleware because just like sensors, when we read RFID tags, data yang datang tu banyak. So we have to segregate duplications. Then we have to decide data ni nak pergi mana. So that's what we developed then dengan application sekali lah. Berbalik kepada soalan.
Yeah.
IoT. Is it a system? Is it a
framework
ataupun a combination of many technologies?
Yes, please.
In my opinion, it can be all. Depends on the size of implementation. Kita ambil satu pandangan. It's just a system by itself, contohnya. So this can be correct as well. If we look at what IEEE mentioned, like I think dalam tahun 2014-2015, IEEE mentioned that IoT is a network of things that is embedded with sensors, connected to internet.
I see. Okay.
So that's what IEEE mentioned.
Okay.
So it sounds simple, straightforward. Ada connected things, smart things embedded with sensors connected to. So for example, for an implementation of smart street light sahaja, that only system. So we have items, the street lights so connected together. Street lights ada sensors and connected to internet. So
I see.
Small implementation in silo. That definition of is just a system tu bagi saya betul.
Okay.
Tapi moving forward, bila kita tengok, we all aware Malaysia ada kita punya National Iot Roadmap.
Yeah.
Definition given dalam that roadmap is bigger. So it sort of ada combination of various technology. So di dalam Malaysia punya IoT roadmap, it mentioned that communication tu between human dengan machines.
Human and machine. Okay.
Human and machines to create values. Dan ada lagi teknologi yang perlu ada di dalam the whole implementation. Seperti analytics, artificial intelligence. Macam kalau kita berbalik kepada sample street light tadi, sekarang ni for a bigger definition that involve other technologies, probably kita boleh tengok implementation dalam smart cities.
I see.
It's not in silos. We have various sensors, not limited to street lights. Ada sensor for environment, ada sensor, ada panic button, ada CCTV, smart CCTV. So this implementation collecting banyak data and will go to somewhere, will go to cloud ataupun will go to satu data lake. And this data need to be analysed so that pihak-pihak berwajib boleh di-alert, boleh tindakan boleh diambil based on the data. So this is where other technology come into play. Contohnya, when we have that huge data, then the elements of data analytics, the elements of AI, automation come to play lah. So we see that bagi saya, bila kita define ataupun bila kita try to understand what IoT is, it can be small in silos and it can be huge. macam dalam apa yang kerajaan kita aspire dalam kita punya teknologi roadmap lah. So menjawab Prof punya soalan tadi, bagi saya kalau kita take definition yang kecil tu pun betul, tetapi definition lagi besar tu lagi membawa makna kepada kita lah, sebab dia dah jadi ke arah IR 4.0.
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor, for your explanation in the layman term. Basically, there's a definition from the IEEE, then association which define about the IoT and the other technology. Yet, a very good examples given by Doctor about the smart city, about the street light, maybe the others, which is happening to collect the abundance of data as well as maybe we can do the analysis of the data. Maybe this is a kind of data analytics, interrelationship between them. Okay, my second question basically, you are talking about smart city, about the smart urbanization, perbandaran, kind of that. Does this technology really relevant to the Malaysian industry, Malaysian ecology or ecosystem to develop the nation? You have given the examples of smart city. Probably you can elaborate more. Beside that, maybe you can elaborate about the, I believe last time we do have this, what we call it, a blueprint or on this IoT, right? Developed by MIMOS, if not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. You can give the examples of my second questions about the smart city, plus maybe just elaborate the gist of what we call it from the IoT blueprint. Okay, over to you, Doctor.
Okay. Adakah IoT akan bawa benefit to our nation?
Yes, exactly, Doc.
So jawapan saya tak perlu delay yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes dengan font 72.
Okay, wonderful.
Saya masih ingat first time saya attend IoT punya seminar was back in 2011.
Uish. 10 years ago, okay.
I actually ambil gambar of the banner. So, bila Prof panggil saya untuk this session, saya cari balik dekat saya punya archive gambar. Yes, I still have.
Luckily you ada. Okay.
Tak silap saya MC masa tu yang anjurkan.
Okay.
We can see that even during that time, our government ataupun the industry already see the benefit of IoT.
Okay.
Exactly 10 years ago.
Wow.
Kita dah nampak benefit. And come the National Iot Roadmap in 2015, it was developed together with MIMOS.
Okay.
During that time, MIMOS was under MOSTI.
Okay.
Under MOSTI lah, that roadmap. Tak silap saya sekarang ni dia dah jadi under MITI.
Under MITI.
So, kalau kita tengok nombor satu dari segi smart city.
Okay, smart city.
Bila kita tengok IoT ni, what is the benefit actually? Bila kita link to the smart city, then smart city normally we talk about safety. Safety, personalized service, things like that. And benda tu dia lebih kepada consumers. Keselamatan penduduk, environment. So kita tak nampak directly the impact on economics yet. Is focus now smart city more on safety security. So kalau tengok macam Putrajaya punya plan ada panic button. So kalau even dekat certain parking lot kan kita tengok kalau ladies punya tu ada panic button. So dari segi ekonomi kalau kita tengok IoT roadmap tu masa tu in 2015 telah di-layoutkan the kind of revenue that is expected from IoT.
How much is that? If we monetize that revenue?
I tak ingat, but I remember seeing ada some revenue, but it is not really detailed out.
Okay.
Cuma yang di detail out is the area.
The area, okay.
Contohnya IoT in healthcare.
In healthcare.
IoT dalam agriculture
Aha.
dan juga environment. So dari segi monetization, how much tidak dinyatakan in each ni ada berapa. Tetapi daripada situ we understand that memang ada impact on economy and sebab one of the goals dalam roadmap tu ialah untuk create new values.
New values, okay.
Create new job employment. Yang ni saya ingat dalam 14,000 new job macam itulah.
Wow.
Dan juga the end in mind is to be Malaysia ni as a regional hub for IoT.
Okay.
So apa-apa yang nak buat yang berkaitan IoT, then you come to Malaysia. So that's the intention of the National Iot Roadmap.
Okay.
So bila kita observe when we try to assess, sebab the roadmap is in 2015 and it's 5 years ago, and adalah soalan-soalan kat mana dah sekarang ni the roadmap. So,
kat mana doktor sekarang ni?
Ini tak ada, saya tak ada that data. Tapi from observation kita dekat industri, dari segi awareness sangat berjaya.
Sangat berjaya.
Awareness
Successful, okay.
Successful. And tambah lagi bila IR 4.0 masuk, kita pun ada another roadmap or another policy for IR 4.0. And early this year ada My Digital.
Yes.
Kalau tengok dalam My Digital pun ada this kind of, adalah elemen-elemen IoT.
Elemen IoT, okay.
And dari segi awareness tu memang kita tak nafikan lah, memang berjaya lah kalau considering the first seminar in 2011 kan, it takes us kat ni lah. Dan Alhamdulillah ada traction di situ. Cuma ni dari segi implementation, ada implementation but in pockets. Macam contohnya kita Heitech Padu have one implementation apart from yang RFID tadi.
Okay, give example, Doktor.
We have one implementation part of smart city juga. Parking system.
Parking system.
IoT based parking system. And we would like to believe lah this is the first IoT based parking system implementation in Malaysia. Sebab kita tak dengar lagi mana-mana yang ada. So we do this with Penang under Penang Smart Parking. So Pulau dan juga dekat seberang Perai. Kita use sensors dekat this parking lot.
Okay.
And we develop mobile app.
Okay.
Dan juga ada web application dekat belakang lah untuk analytics apa semua. So kita dah start untuk nampak the benefit kepada majlis lah.
Kepada majlis okay.
Dari segi kutipan parking, sebab bila ada sensor ni kita boleh maximize. Di samping pengguna pun happy lah, dia tahu. Dari rumah lagi dia dah tahu parking lot mana yang kosong. So dan juga Penang dia go another step untuk enforcement.
Enforcement, okay.
Enforcement dengan sensor-sensor ni. So kita nampak dari segi monetary, benda ni memang membantu. Ada satu case study, ada satu yang saya nampak juga dalam agriculture. Ada satu company ni dia they own ladang pineapple.
Okay.
Saya tak ingat nama this company, Pine something. They use sensors dekat soil. So sebelum ni pH of the soil, kandungan nitrogen apa semua tu is done manually by the staff. But the sensors it's get updated in real time to the system. So they know yang mana tak cukup baja, yang mana terlebih air. So dia punya, it said that the revenue increased by 15%. 15
15 Oh, good.
Dan juga dia punya defect punya rate, kalau dulu tanaman-tanaman pineapple ni is very sensitive to water.
Okay.
Kandungan chemical dia. So now the defect rate dia reduced by 50%.
Oh.
So we can see from even from these pockets of implementation, it's good to the economy. It's good to the nation. Ada a few lagi lah case study yang saya pernah jumpa. Cumanya kita punya implementation sekarang ni in pockets. Tidak ada satu implementation yang sangat besar. Probably ada faktor-faktor lah kot. Mungkin masih mahal untuk kita implement in large scale or things like that. So to sum up soalan Prof tadi, yes, sangat-sangat beneficial to our nation.
Sangat-sangat beneficial, sangat memberi, to give a very beneficial benefits to the society, particularly at the moment we have the so-called Industrial Revolution 4.0, which is initiated, if in Malaysia it's initiated by the MITI, we have the plan, and then we have this IoT, although it's almost 5 years, the roadmap, but it's really, I think, create a job value almost 14,000. I think more of 14,000 lah at the moment kan. Let's say if you're using the drone, for example, I believe drone, you have the IoT, then in the urban farming, kind of that. Okay, thanks a lot, Doc, for the second question. Third question, maybe related to the 14,000 of job creation supposed to be in 2015 till now. Does our country have those talent in this IR4 technology? If yes, how can this maybe talent contribute, and if no, how we can increase the number? Maybe in Heitech Padu yourself, you have the talent team to groom them, or maybe you just get from the fresh graduates. See how. What was your strategy about that? Thanks.
Okay, in terms of talents related to IR 4.0 technology. Sebab if we look into IR 4.0 technology, kalau tak silap saya, there are 11 pillars. Antaranya IoT, cyber security, analytics, apa lagi? Automation, system integration, and ada engineering yang macam 3D printing and things like that.
Yeah.
Talent, yes, we do have the talent. Cuma not enough.
Wow, not enough, opportunity ni for the fresh grad. Okay. Yeah.
Not enough talent.
How we can help them? Maybe any suggestion from your side, industry, academia, relationship, how we can work, or maybe you just give the ideas so that the audience can, that's a opportunity for us. Please, Doctor.
Collaboration between university and industry is definitely one of it lah. Macam we can fit to the university on things that required in the industry. Contohnya, do we really need data scientists, or do we need data analysts? For IoT, normally in the industry, my simple way of looking at it for IoT, kita ada dua portion of developers. The computer science, the software engineering punya students, we focus on the solution at the back end. So for us, it's just application development. It's just normal application development. Being it IoT ke, tidak IoT ke, it's just application development. So the skill macam programming skill, apa semua tu sama. Because kita interested in the data and what we do with the data. And another group is yang IoT ni, kalau sekarang ni di-train dekat engineering. Embedded system.
Embedded system, okay.
Antara the sensors dengan the middleware. So dari segi yang embedded system ni saya nampak kekurangan lagi. Sebab probably kita tak, from the industry pun kita banyak work dengan benda yang dah ada mungkin. Macam sensors, macam what we did dengan Penang Smart Parking tu. Our role is focusing more on application development for the parking.
I see. Okay.
Partner untuk sensors, untuk the communication part tu kita pakai Sigfox. Yang tu kita partner. Dari segi talent lain macam analytics. Kita nampak universiti dah start to keluarkan students with analytics punya background. This is very important sebab of course lah, you baru grad, you ada knowledge on data analytics, you tidak boleh terus jadi pandai.
Yeah, agree.
But the basic that you learn in university tu very important. So that one cannot skip. The basic about data analytics, about development, that one cannot skip. When you go to industry, we use tools. And berbagai tools yang ada.
Okay. Namely, maybe you can name them?
Ada banyak macam
ada banyak.
Kalau analytics tu, kalau yang open source dulu lah. yang tidak open source pun banyak lah. Kalau Microsoft Power BI,
Power BI, okay.
Ada Data Micron punya produk pun ada. When you go to industry, with this kind of basic yang you dah ada, amount of time that you need to learn the tools tu sekejap. Training will be given. So itu nombor satu, untuk kita perbanyakkan the talent ni. Satu universiti definitely lah. Dengan organisation macam kami, macam Heitech ni, our role is untuk training dengan reskilling.
Reskill, okay.
Bila bercakap pasal industry and university collaboration, not only university fit workers ataupun staff for the industry, but we need to reskill our existing staff as well. University can offer courses.
Thank you very much. Ini opportunity ni for FTSM.
Okay. And things like that, untuk bagi some basics, some knowledge kepada kami untuk reskillkan our existing staff. So the collaboration tu two ways lah. Di samping itu juga macam teknologi lain seperti macam sistem integration punya part of 4.0, yang itu kita believe dekat industri ada. Sebab something that we do for over 20 years. Not only Heitech Padu lah, ada company. And tools pun banyak, integration tool pun dah banyak sekarang ni. Cumanya yang benda-benda seperti yang kurang sangat-sangat AI, augmented reality kurang dekat kita punya local market. And data scientist dah start ada, dan dia sekarang ni mahal lah. These talents akan memang buat masa ni dia orang expensive. Wow.
Hot selling cake lah, goreng pisang panas lah, I would say in Malay. Okay.
To make them more valuable to the industry, di samping they have this knowledge in data science, analytics and so on, it's good that dia orang dah ada other experience. Macam contohnya, this person A dah ada a few years experience dalam banking business. So pair dengan knowledge on data analytics, dan dia jadi sangat valuable. Sebab when we do data analytics, we do based on domain. Banking domain ke, security domain ke. Bila itulah yang kita tak akan susah untuk kita dapat seorang staff yang I'm in banking domain with data analytics, data science punya knowledge. But it's difficult to have that. So what we do is we have SME in banking. We couple with fresh grad ataupun 2-3 years experience yang ada knowledge in data analytics, data science. So work together as a team.
Okay. Very good strategy. Thanks a lot for the questions. Okay, our next question, since you are the VP of Digital Technology of Heitech Padu Berhad, how do you see Heitech Padu Berhad leading the way forward of championing the IoT or maybe the IR 4.0, like the data analytics, a kind of that AI? How do you strategize, or you what we call it positioning yourself in the market or in the industry? Okay, Doctor.
Okay, kalau kita back to the National Roadmap tadi, the National Roadmap in the first few page tu dia list down kan the component of IoT. Macam sensors berapa persen, network how many percent, storage how many percent. Look into that pembahagian of the components of IoT implementation, we can see that 80% of the implementation is at application.
Okay.
At 80%. So from Heitech Padu, we come from that background. Macam dekat Heitech Padu, we have I think few hundreds developers. Which verticals, in terms of verticals, kita tengok healthcare, kita tengok juga government services apa semua. So kita positionkan our strategy dekat application development together with the digital part of application development tu. So bila kita tengok our customers, kita tidak dapat lari customers ni, of course ada legacy technology. How do we bring this legacy technology untuk dapat benefit IR 4.0? Macam contohnya, big organisation will still use mainframe.
Yeah.
So the strategy for Heitech Padu is how do we modernize the back end, digitalize the front end.
Okay.
So how do we bring these services using mobile application? How do we take the data from this legacy system and put analytics tool and present it on a very nice dashboard at the front end, so that the high level management of the customer can make better decision. And how do we use IoT to help our customer to extend the services so that the customer can provide better services to their customer. So part of the strategy for Heitech Padu is how do we help our customer to help their customer. So we have to understand the customer's customer to do this. And this is where digital technology comes in lah. Macam contohnya robotic process automation. We go to a company and we study. Okay, actually you can cut short your process and do certain things with RPA, and it can save you 30% of your operating costs.
I see.
So we go from solution based like that.
I see. Then you need talent in RPA, doctor, in automation. Then you need to train as well, reskill or upskilling them. Yeah. Yes, I see. Okay, but that's wonderful.
The good news is things like RPA, things like analytics tool, is not something difficult to learn. It's something that you can train. You are the fresh graduate, then you can train. It's easier to learn when you have something to do. Macam contohnya in a project, you have a project, you will learn faster. Daripada you belajar saja-saja. You cannot really think how to apply.
I see. Okay, wonderful, good. At least we gain some ideas, ladies and gentlemen, audience. By the way, at the end of the program, we will have the attendance link. Don't worry, you can wait till the end. We have another 30 minutes to go on, to move on. Okay, doctor, my next questions. What is your advice since you have been in the industry for more than 22 years with your degrees, master and PhD, not failing to complete your qualification to the ultimate till PhD? What's your advice, your suggestion to our fresh graduate outside there, even during this pandemic COVID-19 issues? They said, I don't get some jobs, very difficult. Even in my LinkedIn, I saw finally after 6 months, I landed with a good job, blah, blah, blah. Then some of them, they claim gig economy, food panda riders. So what's your opinion to advise our fresh grad in our public and private uni in Malaysia or all over the world? Okay.
Okay, first of all, when you mentioned my experience, actually it's going to be 24 years.
24 years, yeah. Maybe you can share, elaborate. You are climbing the corporate ladder lah, I would say that. Yeah.
Advice from an old lady lah ni.
Belum lagi. Okay, please proceed.
First, if you are a fresh graduate during the pandemic, actually it's the best thing for you to learn. Because during our time, I think during our time kan, Prof?
Yeah.
Learning is not as easy as now.
Correct, exactly.
Because now, apa-apa yang terlintas you can find and you can learn. There are a lot of free things. Macam somebody from my HR forward, I think e-latih.
Yeah, e-latih, HRDF, yeah.
And I go through nak tengok things that I can learn. There's a lot of things that we can learn for free. And kalau even if it is not free, if you go to Coursera,
yeah,
it is cheap. It's $9 lah untuk satu package. Macam you nak belajar apa? You nak belajar Excel. Hari tu I ambil Excel punya cost $9.
$9,
Okay. If you want to learn Java, yang free pun if you want free stuff banyak. Learning programming, if you do not want to pay, pun banyak, a lot. So my advice to fresh graduate, number one, open your mind.
Open your mind. Okay.
Your degree is a basic thing that required for you to understand the basic. After your degree, there's a lot more for you to learn.
I see. Okay.
I'm a firm believer of continuous learning. So
great.
Especially if you are in IT industry, tak nak, you have to learn. If not, things get obsolete very fast. When I put myself in position, if I talk to my younger staff, they know more than me in certain area. Macam contohnya, I have one staff yang looking into AR, which I do not have that knowledge.
AR, augmented reality. Okay.
Occasionally, I will sit down and ask him to learn. What doing and how you do this, what tool you are using, is it very difficult? Look at the coding. Just not that I want to do programming in that, but I don't want to be left behind. At least I understand the jargon. So for you fresh graduates, number one, identify what is your interest. Because in IT industry, there's a lot of areas. If you are interested in programming, be good in programming. Normally, if I give talk to students, Prof, especially I notice that our students takut dengan programming.
Exactly. Maybe you advise on that. We're facing the same problem again in this faculty. Maybe you advise.
What I always say and what I always think for myself is programming is just a language. Java ke PHP ke C ke C++ ke C Sharp ke, it's just a language. Like what is language? Language, you have to adhere to the syntax. Itu saja language. Language you can learn, you boleh buka buku. What is more important is the logic. You have to sharpen your logic. And then you apply the language. So yang jadi masalah dekat student kita ni, dari dulu sampai sekarang, kita overwhelmed. So programming, katalah ada satu programming assignment, dan kita dah overwhelmed. Oh, macam mana nak buat ni? So katalah assignment tu in Java. Alamak, macam mana nak buat ni in Java? No, we should not start our thinking process like that. So we should start with logic.
Logic.
What is this problem all about? So break it. Problem ni nak achieve apa? So to achieve this result, what are the inputs required? Okay, when we have the input, then how do we calculate? How do we structure the logic? And then barulah kita apply the language, regardless of what language. Cuma ingat language yang ialah programming language tu language lah kan. Macam if we do socket programming for example, and this is my own experience during my younger years. Ini macam 2-3 tahun grad lah. So my assignment during that time is to do socket programming. Socket programming, yeah. My language is C, dengan C++. When it is socket programming, I comfortable buat dalam C lah during that time. So I do this client and server communicate via socket. Okay, it's berjaya lah buat. And then my superior came and he said, no Hazila, we have to do in Java.
Okay. Why? Any specific reason?
Because for this POC, the customer want it in Java.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I do not get that information earlier. So, situ I comfortable lah buat. So, kata you nak kata no to your boss kan?
Yeah.
So, dia kata you have 2 days to do this in Java. So, because during that time, my thinking is, okay, it's just a language. So, how do I create a socket in Java? I just cari je lah dekat internet. Sebab we understand socket programming ada a few APIs kan. Alhamdulillah, bolehlah kita buat in Java. So, lepas tu then my thinking, okay, it's just a language. As long as you know what you want to do, what is the output, then you can apply the language. of course you akan ambil masa. Masa tu I memang pakai buku Learning Java in 24 hours sebenarnya.
Oh, in 24 hours, not the detail yang gambar kumbang tu, the
Yes.
beast no? Oh, really? Okay.
Task to deliver.
Ah,
For students, jangan takut dengan programming, but
okay.
sharpen your mind in application logic. Sama juga mobile programming. Mobile programming, elemennya sama. Elemennya ada user interface, elemennya ada processing, elemennya ada database. So your logic is very, very important. Lagi satu, for fresh graduates, kalau tengok dalam industri sekarang ni, kita tengok banyak startups. If you have ideas, you should pursue your idea tu and make it into a business, into a startup.
Into startup, okay.
Sebab we see that the government through Magic, through ada MDEC pun I rasa very supportive, giving grants. Ada Cradle Fund kan, ada fund banyak.
Cradle, yeah.
University know more about this. And if you have bright idea, then why not? Pursue your idea, get support sebab you are young. Responsibility tak banyak macam kami ni.
But if you bring to Heitech Padu, is it okay?
Okay, we have this venture builder program yang kita akan evaluate these ideas.
I see.
Kalau the idea ni kena dengan our business, then we have some mechanism untuk work together.
I see. Wonderful, Doctor. Good ideas as well lah.
Yang I notice juga our students ni,
yeah,
the communication skill. Because if you choose that startups apa semua ni, you have to articulate your ideas. So sharpen your communication skill, your presentation skill. Untuk sebab yalah kan dunia sekarang ni challenging, competition banyak. So make yourself create differentiation in yourself.
I see. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Hazila. You see, our audience, particularly the fresh graduate outside there, first, you need to learn about these languages, regardless of any, maybe from C, C#, or maybe up to Java, or maybe in mobile, in Android. As mentioned by Doctor as well, there is a lot available on the internet. For example, you have the e-latte from this HRDF Corps, and then we do have, that one is a free, then you have probably from Cybersecurity Malaysia on this cyber security training, you have the Udacity, or Udemy in the available. In fact, for your information, I believe that the Malaysian Qualification Agency is trying to make it like a micro credential certified lah, the iktiraf lah, certification certified. Imagine maybe another 10 or 20 years from now, I believe so, maybe some of the big companies or giant or multinational companies would like to have, okay, you just graduate from Udemy or Coursera and without the 4 years degree, I think most of you have already read, right? Even Google said we don't want people with 4 years of degree. As long as you can do the programming, then that's it. So please, our student, fresh grad outside there, number one, I think it's not only in my faculty as well, it's happening around, maybe it's like a global issues as well about when they're talking about programming. Wow, very difficult, sir. Wow, I could not. Maybe just see about the logic. I think last 2 months, there is one parents call me. Her daughter took one of the, I think Python programming, not in my faculty lah. Almost 1 week, daughter crying in the room, cannot complete. And then, okay, maybe I know Dr. Hizam and us. Then I just proposed 2 or 3 names from the faculty, and she's trying to get a few as well from the internet lah, as a freelancer. Imagine, there's a lot of resources actually. You can learn, you can get from a lot of sumber lah, resources that's available lah. Okay, and then maybe my last question is about how do you see, Doctor, maybe related to the earlier question, how do you see this IoT and the so-called talent development of the fresh grad can make Malaysia as the IoT or IR4 hub with the creation of value creations, job employment. In fact, during this COVID-19, people are very maybe kind of skeptical, boleh dapat kerja ke tidak, then you get a job or not. But Alhamdulillah, in this Faculty of Information Science Technology, we do have around 86.3%. Every year we have around 250 interns. For this year, 86.3%. Last year, 90%. And this year as well, we are targeting around 94%. The KPI given to me lah, particularly. Maybe I can send some to your company, just to reduce lah the burden of my KPI. Just joking, Doc. Okay. Maybe what was your opinion lah? How do you see the combinations of this technology and the students as the resources, the talent to move forward, the national agenda lah, not only the IoT National Roadmap or whatever lah, to make the country advance or develop nation. Panjang soalan ni My last question. Thank you, Doc. Okay, please.
Susah sebenarnya soalan tu.
Oh, ya ke? Okay. Tak apalah, whatever. Make it simple lah.
Kalau kita ambil contoh IoT tadi, goal dia tu untuk Malaysia to be a hub in this region for IoT development. Maknanya people will come to Malaysia untuk to subcon to us ke, for us to do the IoT related project, ataupun new things about IoT is centered here. So daripada situ, ingredient, the most important ingredient that we need to have to achieve that is definitely talent.
Talent, okay. Keyword talent, okay.
In my opinion, definitely talent. Because how you want to become a hub without you have enough people, skillful enough people untuk deliver that services. And number one, talent. So in this talent development, I think ada beberapa benda yang perlu dibuat. Macam number one, I think talent-talent yang memang sudah berjaya, but they are in overseas. That one we have to bring back to develop the industry, so that they can become a pillar for us to further develop our talent. Can become a mentor, can share the experience daripada luar lah. Number two, talent, fresh talent.
Fresh talent, okay.
Fresh talent, this one I'm not sure in terms of the planning. Dari segi planning untuk contohnya how many data scientists required by the nation in 2025 contohnya. That kind of planning, I'm not sure whether it exists or not, but I think it should have, so that we can distribute this, so that universiti ni nak keluarkan berapa, universiti ni boleh keluarkan berapa.
Yes.
I'm not sure whether we have that or not.
I think in my digital launch on 18th of March, I think it's already stated lah on the capacity building on that figures. Maybe we can check lah together. A good one, my digital lah. Okay, silakan proceed, Doc.
That one is from university punya level.
Yes.
From sekolah punya level.
Schools. Yeah, okay.
I can macam my daughter's from 5 when she Form 1, dia ada option untuk ambil sains komputer.
Okay.
So dia telah ambil sains komputer and she did programming in Python. In fact, I pun kena belajar Python sekali lah sebab nak tolong debug dia punya codes.
Okay.
So that is the good move to introduce early to programming. Cuma dia punya kesinambungan after PT3.
Okay.
My daughter punya sekolah, dia punya asas sains komputer only sampai PT3.
PT3, okay.
Sahaja. After that, sekolah dia dah tak offer sains komputer. So, dia ambil sains tulen, dia dah ambil biology.
Okay.
So itu pun something yang we have to ataupun government have to look into lah.
Yeah.
Untuk sambungan untuk this track of student supaya dia boleh pergi
Yes.
lagi.
Yeah. Okay.
And number 4 dekat primary.
Primary. Okay. Wow.
And dekat primary, I think ada small initiative dekat orang-orang perseorangan. Try to train IoT. So they come up dengan kit, IoT kit. Ada simple Raspberry Pi ke Arduino ke.
Yes.
Project untuk especially the boys lah yang minat benda-benda macam ni.
Yes, okay.
This one should be encouraged more. So the way we develop our talent not only start from university level, but should start daripada primary, secondary, university, and at industry level. Industry kena serious enough untuk reskill existing staff dan juga untuk invest in training. If that concerted effort not done, then becoming a hub is quite difficult for us. Itu dari segi talent lah. Number 2 dari segi infrastructure. To become a hub, our infrastructure kena tip-top. For the time being, kalau kita tengok simple example, PDPR kan, anak-anak
PDPR, correct.
Untuk yang duduk dekat bandar, no problem.
Okay.
Our infrastructure, I think we can agree that our infrastructure not really up to the accepted standard yet lah.
I see.
For me lah, to become a hub ni, we are serving our region ataupun we are serving the world ni, then our infrastructure kena cantik lah.
Kena cantik ya. Okay.
And number 3, security.
Security, okay.
That's another important aspect.
Okay.
Yang saya dapat fikir masa ni.
Okay, tak apa. It's okay. I think there's a lot that we can learn from your insights about the orchestrated efforts among the stakeholders, the government, the society, the ministries, the policy. You mentioned about your daughter up to PT3, right? Already maybe she's interested in this Python programming, for example, and then maybe she's eager to follow her mother to be a developer later on. But Form 4, Form 5, there's no continuity. So maybe we need to look into this as well. The ministry or the other stick. Okay, I have one, not questions here from this Aizal Yusrina Idris mentioned. It's about the previous questions. Yes, normally when we are forced to complete it, we will find a way. Maybe the lecturers or the staff mentioned, you need to complete, I change to Java from C. Then only. So this is maybe my final question from our audience. What was your opinion? When we're being forced to complete, then we'll find a way. Macam mana tu, Dok? What do you think?
It shows that we can. It shows that we can. We have the potential. It just shows that we can do. So why don't we do it earlier? Apa barriernya yang menyebabkan kita rasa earlier we cannot? Is it procrastination? Tak ada self-confidence? Not enough pressure ke? But end of the day, we can.
Yeah, okay. You see, at the end of the day, basically, you can do it. Okay. I think, Doctor, it's almost another 6 minutes to the end of the event or program. Thank you very much for your times, your opinion, your insights, your idea, sharing with us in the university, not only university, to the outside world, because we're going to compile, to archive in our UKM Tube for the students as well as for the public to access the information. Because the objective of to have such program, the engagement between the industry and faculty or academia is really much needed. So that, as you mentioned before this, how the talent, the fresh graduate can be groomed, can be maybe a catalyzer in this technology, whether IoT, software engineering. There's a lot lah. I think that's all. We're going to end up the event or program. Big clap lah, tepuk tangan sikit lah kat luar tu kepada technologies, Dr. Nur Hazilawati Awang, who's already spent with us 1 hour. We really appreciate that. Okay, thank you a lot. With the end with Assalamualaikum, and hope tomorrow is public holiday in Selangor, for example. Okay, take a good rest for everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy. Doctor as well in this pandemic COVID, and hope we can combat lah. We are still at war, and thank you very much to our frontliners as well lah. Okay, till then. Okay, bye bye and take care, everyone. Okay, see you then. Okay.